Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Infernus, and welcome back to another comic book review. Now, isn't this an interesting little coincidence that I totally did not plan? Episode number 10 was a review of a great DC movie. Now, episode 20 is a review of another great DC movie. I am, of course, referring to the most recent movie in the DCEU, Black Adam. So, this movie kind of rocks. I am owning that joke and I will not see myself out. Thank you very much. That I did plan. So I kind of knew going in that I was going to have fun with it, but I did not expect to have this much fun. Now, of course, the movie isn't perfect. There are some things that could have been done better, but for what it is, this is pretty damn great. So, what is it doing well? Well, obviously, I think we all knew going in from the trailers that this movie was going to be very action packed, and it is. It is also very fast paced. If you're not into stuff with like non-stop action and noise, you're probably not going to enjoy this one. But for me, as someone who is a fan of Hell of a Boss, this fits me good. I had a blast with the action in this movie. Just the non-stop action and the amazing score by Lorne Balfe in the background just made the movie for me. Just an absolute trip that I enjoyed from beginning to end. And I'd say the action and the score is definitely what did that for me. But it's not just that. You, of course, have to talk about the characters. Because to me, characters are the most important part of these movies. And when it comes to characters, I feel like this is where the movie should fail. Because really, in terms of character development, the only two who get any kind of development are Black Adam himself and then Dr. Fate, and then maybe the humans get a little bit. Everyone else doesn't really have much. So, really, this should be where the movie falls apart. Should be. Keep in mind, I said it should be where it falls apart. By some strange miracle, or I guess by good casting, or great casting in this case, the movie is still awesome despite the fact that the characters don't have a lot to them. Really, I think what enhances the characters is the actors that played them. When it comes to, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Pierce Brosnan, Aldous Hodge, Noah Centineo, Quintessa Swindle, and all the actors who played the humans, or at least played the normal humans, they all did a really good job. Especially with The Rock as Black Adam, he just melts into the role. Like, he doesn't disappear into it like, Austin Butler in Elvis, because obviously Dwayne Johnson is a very well known actor, but he fits perfectly. This is like MCU casting. But of course, Pierce Brosnan also does a great job as Dr. Fate. Aldous Hodge does a fantastic job as Hawkman in displaying the differing views that him and Black Adam have and how that led to them having a little bit of a rivalry throughout the movie, which was very entertaining to watch, by the way. And I should probably mention that too. It's the character dynamics that really work here. Like, yeah, these aren't the most developed characters, they're not the most fresh things, but the dynamics are what able. But bleh. Let me try that again. It's their dynamics that are able to salvage these characters and make them actually fun and believable. Whether you're talking about the already mentioned rivalry between Teth Adam and Hawkman, whether you're talking about the friendship and then eventually developing romantic feelings between Atom Smasher and Cyclone, whether you're talking about the friendship between Hawkman and Dr. Fate, or even just the relationship between Black Adam and the kid. I forget the kid's name, but their their relationship is just really nice. And I also like that the regular humans get to play a part in the movie as well, whether you're talking about, of course, the mom and her kid. I apologize if you hear me referring to them as the mom and her kid. I already forgot their names. But yeah, whether you're talking about them, the dynamic they have, how the mom wants to protect her kid, but the kid also wants to help Black Adam adapt to the new world. And also, it's really satisfying watching the citizens of Kahndaq rise up against Sabac's undead army. Just seeing that, the stuff that Intergang has been putting them through, and seeing them rise up against the leader of Intergang, it's surprisingly satisfying, especially at the beginning when some parts of it were just like, ooh, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. Nah, I like that part of the movie. Let me tell you the one part of the movie that I didn't completely like, though, and that's Ishmael, aka Sabak, or, well, Sabak Champion, or whatever the frick he is. It's hard for me to buy into his plot. Like, I get it, he's the leader of, well, not the leader. Well, yeah, he's the leader of Intergang, but also the descendant of the king who had imprisoned Teth Adams' people. But that aspect honestly felt kind of forced, and I have no idea how he even survived everything going on in the movie until the scene in that mine that they were in, where they have, it's before they lock up Black Adam in the holding cell, where it's almost like he intentionally has Black Adam kill him, but at the same time, all I'm asking is just how have you survived the events of this movie up to this point? You survived Black Adam destroying your entire squad in a cave, and then there's like a whole chase where he was chasing your men, even chasing one of them at light speeds, and somehow it took you until that scene to die. Explain. But yeah, generally, I don't think they handled the villain all that well, just with how he was somehow immortal until he wasn't, and then just the fact that the general premise of him felt a bit forced. It kind of held this movie back from being fantastic. Now, of course, this wasn't going to get anywhere close to Man of Steel, but I can still say this did really well. Like, for what Sean Chandler calls a comic book B movie, and if I'm being honest, I can kind of agree with that, this still did better than both of the other DCEU movies I've seen with Batman v Superman, and definitely doing a lot better than Suicide Squad. So overall, yeah, I am going to make that same joke again. This movie rocks. And despite having a bland villain, it's getting a 4 out of 5. This is the best example of a comic book movie popcorn flick. This is the kind of thing where if you want just something fast and fun, and it doesn't have to be the best thing ever, you just want a fun movie, this gets my highest recommendations for that kind of thing. But even if you just want a fun movie in general, I'd say go for it. Like, yeah, it's not going to appeal to everyone. Some people want large amounts of depth and complex characters. Some people just want a quick, fun action movie, and this does that job really well. Definitely check it out while it's in theaters, though I imagine with it being a rock movie, it's probably going to be there for a while. But anyways, guys, I almost ended the broadcast early. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this Black Adam review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. I'm not going to bore you with all that generic crap. See you all in the next review, which is most likely going to be a doozy. Take care, and Godspeed.